Alright, welcome back to another episode of Doki, whatever this game is anymore. We're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna leave all the ranting for after the video, or in between, or in the gameplay, I don't know. But let's just get going. Alright, so where we left off, we were gonna write a poem, and if you guys didn't know, I'm going for Purpley Boy over here. I don't really care if you guys don't like my choice or whatever, but like, you know, it's you know what, let's just do it. I forgot that one doesn't work. Oh boy. Okay. Sarah, you are weird. I'm gonna do that one just for fun. Two. Alright, I did the Doki, because Doki, you know. Time for the talking, so get ready to bore your ears off. Hi again, Gubius. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at literature. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Scooby. Ooh boy. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh come on, like he deserves any slack. Sarah told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Yeah, idiot. Again with the stutter. Domo-duck, if you're in the comments, please do comment about the disease, the stutter disease, or just say that I've been hacked by Timothy, because you're a god and you're helping out this channel. Even if it's just a little bit, Domo-duck, you're my savior. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Madoka and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Gubius always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Hoo boy. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Ooh. How come you and Gubius can become as good friends too? No. Sayori. Dot. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? It's a second copy of Portrait of Markov. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. How's this girl accidentally being so cute? That's Yuri for you. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, I guess you can read it at your own pace.
I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Yeah, same book, with like the ominous eye. Looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages.
Crapple. I think she noticed me looking at her.
Yep. She seeks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. ... But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. So. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. You're bad at lying, it's sad. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the book. Come on. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. No one does that. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me. Bang. But I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. The way that she says relatable over a book about escaped freaking mental asylum people who go and try and find this girl and kill her family members, saying it's relatable is kind of weird. What's it about anyway? Well, yeah, here it comes. Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. Portrait of Markov. It's very scary read. Very, very scary. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long lost younger sister, and as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. Ooh, scary. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Goobies? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at them from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be the naive one for letting their own side and morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, I don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It is a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. Ahaha, what are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. ... Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I'd put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Oh! Yeah? Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her. Oh, come on, man. You're making this weirder than it has to be. It's not a particular bad thing. Maybe it's a little distracting. The feeling is so uncomforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
Stop with the stuttering.
I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... It's like Canada. Someone tells you that you apologize too much, so then you apologize for apologizing too much. Us Canadians have it rough. Ah ha ha. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and hold my bookmark between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Oh boy. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, actually I clicked right click. Okay. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Oh boy. I want that as a poster in my room. Don't take that the wrong way. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Okay. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Oh, here comes the smile. Oh boy. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. Ooh. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. It's a bit of an odd way to state it. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it... Why do you have to use flutter? Making it even more odd. Letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see in your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Stands up. But Goobies, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Ooh, that's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, my eyes watering. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were. Sorry, I really didn't know that you're self-conscious about that sort of thing. ... I guess I'm more meant that it's kind of cute. Oh boy. What are you saying all of a sudden? I... ... exclamation point. Exclamation mark or exclamation point? I don't know. Okay, everyone. Ugh. I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. My hair's on my face. Again. You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it back in my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? Even the freaking main character does the stutter thing. Domo-duck, you gotta give me a little help on this. How do we stop this maniacal disease. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find something to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Best girl. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. And what was that? ... Question mark? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then... Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Exclamation point. Ooh. He's going... Oh, I almost said it. That was so close. I forget what those things are called. It's not a bracket. I have to find this out. Parenthesis. Open something. He's going to hate me. ... Close something. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Is this mic on? No. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. ... Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She chases her finger along the words of the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there were specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Be quiet. You know that you like it. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick it up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'll share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. If you actually go for Yuri in this one, you get like part 2 of this thing. Part 2 of the poem, I mean. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Nothing down, nothing up, no. ... I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think that your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's a short one. Oh, sorry. It was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost Yuri? Hoo. I didn't do the other thing. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Gubius. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in our last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours is impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Gubius. Me too. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 question mark. Gubius, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh? What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We gotta start somewhere, right? If you're so proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. I was about to sneeze, now it's gone. Oh, dang it. Okay. Exclamation mark. Exclamation point. Two separate ones. Painful to think about? Dot dot dot. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. This is true literature. Especially the second last one. Sure can try. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about some writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro, are you sure? I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Hi, Gubius. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you are new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up. Won't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Oh, getting on again. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Well, don't worry, Gubius. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I am gonna call my poem. Great job, Gubius. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. You do that for every poem, by the way. It's not just this one. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go far. My eyes are watering. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. Aw, dang, that hurt. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. Oh my god. Stop yawning. that way. It always counts on when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when other readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find that kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. It doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Ooh, I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in a wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction of the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched the permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole that wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Someone count all the yawns in this video and put it in the comments, please. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a little bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. So you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. There's also a little thing that she says when it's like, make sure to save your game. She's like, who am I talking to? What is this? It's odd. ... This is a good poem, Goobies. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. I thought you wouldn't write one at all. Oh, another one. Oh. I'm just really happy that you wrote one. Reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet. But that doesn't mean I'll break it, I promise. See? It's like I said before, Goobies. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people is something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. I'm not gonna read this one. This one's kind of boring. Well, it's not boring, but like I just don't want to read it. Is there any anagram? No. Oh, breakfast. Sayori, It's just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Oh, wow. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This is so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. It's an odd thing to say, but next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Whew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what it ended up being. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. Maya-san and Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was just trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come up that nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Kubius did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Kubius liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Ooh. Eh? Yuri's Canadian. That's not what you're just... Natsuki stands up as well. I mean, Yuri. Maybe you're just jealous that Gubius appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? Exclamation point. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I was the one who's censored. Not gonna read that. I was up till like 3, so don't make fun of me. Natsuki, that's a little. This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. Kubius, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she would get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Kubius. Well, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only necessarily limiting yourself. It's also a waste. You understand that, right, Gubius? Well? ... How do I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. I'm sorry. Natsuki? You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Eh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's But here's the thing, no matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. Ooh. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think that you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped, at this point, being defiant, only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to... You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without wording, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I'll look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri, how could anyone have gotten frustrated over being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Scooby, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you as part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know... The main character doesn't know. I would never do anything so shameful. Uh-oh, main character's Canadian. What thing did Natsuki say? Hyphen, long hyphen, exclamation mark. Well, never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea. I got an idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did y'all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Goodbees, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. ... I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Dubious, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. If you guys haven't found this out already, this is a long and pretty boring episode. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen her fight like that. I promise that they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Goobies, it's nice that I got to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayori hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sayori, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Oh boy. We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Alright. That's where I'm going to end today's video. I might upload another one today. And I'm going to say this twice. Like I said before, this is a really long and pretty boring video. But it'll give you an idea of what's to come. If you guys don't like the series, then don't watch it. But like, it'll get more interesting. So you guys can keep watching if you want. Keep watching the series. You don't have to watch like all the episodes. Skip to the scary ones if you want. But yeah, that's about it. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and comment. And domo-duck, I need your theory on the anime stutter disease. Also, make sure I get hacked by Timothy. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you all later.